It has gone on for millions of years. The cycle. Arm in arm with Ereshkigal, the Novum of Death, Mother Gaia has needed naught but cycle and disruption. Cycle and disruption. Birth, spirit, death. A balance in perfection. Until it wasn't. Until the one animal not in Mother's domain overthrew her domain. Man.
Hello, Dungeon fans. It's Saturday night. Tales from the Dungeon. This is the Liching Hour. I'm Kevin from level 9. Tonight we're playing Apocrypha, the Adventure Card Game, rejoining our heroines, Savannah and Evangelina, as they, I don't want to say do battle because we're not directly opposed to Mother Gaia, but they are dealing with a very upset Novum. The Novum who happens to control all of nature, from weather to piglets. When we last left our ladies, they were traveling around the neighborhood trying to find the pets of Imogen. Imogen Cassenberry, the lady who's is kind enough to provide them shelter in Nolans, and we're trying to find her pets, specifically her dog Jessie, a big sheepdog who had been attacked by a couple of her pigs. Imogen, if you remember, she's an elderly, well-to-do lady with a very, very large house and a lot of animals. And the animals had gotten a little bit of the crazy, especially the pigs, and had fought. And some of the animals had ran out in the neighborhood, and Evangeline and Savannah went looking for them, knowing full well that, or suspecting full well that this was some kind of play of Mother Gaia's. I want to say this. This is the 50th episode, and I'm playing the Apocrypha 50th mission of playing Apocrypha. I think I've played a couple games of Apocrypha that weren't in this, so this isn't the 50th Apocrypha, but this is the 50th mission. In the 99 that I'm going to be playing, 90. I think it might be 90. 9 missions, 10 books, that kind of thing. Cool. I'm looking forward to it. Halfway through. I'm gonna continue all the way, baby. Take this train all the way. So where are we now? It's a few days later, after the ladies succeeded in finding Jessie and the pigs. One of them. The other one didn't make it. And coming back to the home, they found that, and when they'd gotten back, that some of the animals hadn't made it back. I want to do something here. Maybe not. Some of the animals kind of disappeared, but not enough. And Imogen's worried about them, but she's going the route of alerting friends in the neighborhood. And apparently Imogen has a network of other animal lovers that she's calling upon to help her find her other missing animals. But she doesn't feel it's like warrants Evangeline and Savannah to have to go out and search for these animals. The Jessie incident was a little traumatic because it happened while they're there. There was blood. One of the ducks was killed by one of the pigs for some reason. Why do these pigs go nuts? Imogen's not so sure. She doesn't understand what's going on, and Evangeline didn't, go as far as to tell her. They had a discussion about things in the world being a little fucked up lately, but Evangeline didn't go as far as saying that, oh, by the way, there's this supernatural being who controls nature, and she's really pissed off, and we're trying to, mitigate the damage. That's not something you say over tea, necessarily. A couple days later, Michael, Imogen's houseman, Michael that Evangeline and Savannah saved from a Venus man trap the first night or day they were there. He comes and to Evangeline, emotions for Evangeline, takes her aside, when Imogene was out, maybe walking the dogs or out shopping. In a low voice, even though Imogene's not even there, he explains that sometimes he goes out, he frequents a certain establishment that serves spirits. It's Nolan's anyway, and he knows that things are going weird. He has vague recollections of the night. He kind of wrote it off as being like maybe it was a little bit too much alcohol, maybe too many pills, because he takes a little bit of this and that to help him sleep, but he doesn't. It was like a bad dream, but he knows that Evangeline and Savannah found him and helped him out. And he knows things are kind of weird in his gut. He knows things are messed up and in the world. And he tells Evangeline that he's heard talk at the bar that he was at. What's the establishment? It is just a bar on Bourbon Street. Insert name here. He had heard, and a friend had told him that some of the men, when walking home, had seen these swamp gas lights kind of deal, which seemed really odd because they remember hearing their grandfathers talk of swamp lights a long time ago, but you don't see them in Bourbon Street nowadays. But they'd been talking about it, and then one or two of the fellows in the bar that were regulars weren't showing up. And Michael, being a little bit more attuned to everything that's going on, didn't need any more to come to Evangeline and talk to her privately about this and that's going on. Evangeline herself took it very seriously and plans to go to one of the bar that he goes to tonight. Savannah has made a friend. The last time we met, she had woken up in the morning and there was a cat just laying there. Well, that cat has continued to lay there and has made her room its home. She has taken to thinking of it as naming it Tesla. And because one of the mornings that she woke up, she could have swore there was, she saw sparks in his eyes. So this first thing that came to mind was the name Tesla. Savannah turns out to be a cat person. And they have this. He doesn't look for affection, but they're both comforted by each other's presence. And Savannah's actually kind of enjoying this, and Evangeline actually caught her smiling at one point. Savannah's been a very stoic person, and it was nice to see Evangeline to see that. It was like a ray of sunshine. Oh, I have something new for today. Okay, so we're going to begin. Tonight's mission is called Night Things. It's going to start at a bar on Bourbon Street. Let's see, what else? I have something that's going to start here in our 50th episode. We are going to... Oh, I didn't test this before. So I got to work out. Hold on. Bear with me. But we are going to... And I hope this will play all in... Okay. Music. This is... that got really bright too. I could probably fix my face. I'll probably tone that. Just a tiny bit. Yeah, okay. Better, I think. All right. So, those of you on YouTube, I won't know how this music thing's working until somebody comes in chat and talks to me. By the way, I got my little chat box up over there. Watch tonight will be the first night no one comes to say hi, but I doubt it. That's because I had the chat box down here, right about here, and I wasn't sure if anybody was seeing it. And I hate the idea that I'm talking to some off-camera person and you guys aren't. Oh, well, look at there. Hey, Hep Alien, how's it going? Hey, let me know how the music is volume wise, if you can hear it and how loud it is, if it's too loud, that kind of thing. We're starting. The ladies open the door and enter the bar on Bourbon Street. We're going to start with Evangeline. Check out Evangeline's King Fishy. Hey, buddy. You guys got to let me know how the music sounds. If it's too loud. Right now it's just like atmospheric, but... Alright, so what's she got going on here? A couple of omens, one of each flavor. An Escalapian journal. A giant tardigrade. Now this was a pig. So Evangeline's the pig that she was able to befriend, who turned away from the dark side, as it were. We have an atomizer and a phylactery. Okay. Now she didn't take the pig with her to the bar. We're not gonna play that like that. Maybe the pig followed them and they don't know it. Or maybe it's just figuratively, metaphorically, a pig. Okay. You know what? I gotta... I made a playlist. Now how do you play the whole damn thing? Hold on. I didn't get a chance to... That would really suck if I can't have this playlist play the whole time for some reason. I'm not using like I'm not going to go into details of what I'm using, but it's a website, but I took the time to make this damn thing. I want to make sure I can play it all. Oh, how about, can I do this? No. We'll just play it by ears. Thank you for your patience. Alright, first omen of the night. I love that this is the 50th episode, 50th mission. I'm excited to get back to playing. I haven't been playing. It's been about 3 weeks. So let's do this. Our first omen is an omen of hope, so that's a good sign. Tonight's mission, by the way. Tonight's mission. There's nothing, I'm just going to play it. There's nothing funky about the mechanics or anything like that. It's just omen of hope. Let's see, the bar. Evaluate using mutated rage, trash one die. Well, that's not that bad. Choose one, body 14, or win versus a new threat. Alright, well, since she has this omen of doom, we're going to play inevitability, an omen of doom, and hold on to these two omens of hope for right now. What the? Oh my god. Okay. Oh god. Oh. Alright. Totally did not see that coming. Alright. Oh, this is crazy. So, Last War Poodle, thanks for joining. Absolutely. The moment the ladies open the door, Evangeline's hair just shoots up. In fact, this is the most immediate reaction she's felt since being here in a while. The moment she opens the door, everything stands on end, and she can almost feel like her hair on the top of her head standing on them. The bar, and it's not one of the fancy tourist kind of bars. Ooh, is this gonna work? Oh, I think this is gonna work. Kick ass. Alright, cool. My playlist is gonna actually fucking play. Okay. The bar isn't a touristy kind of place on Bourbon Street. It's a more of a hole in the wall kind of place, straight bar, no stages or anything, just a bar. Walk down, all bar, maybe some tables in the back, and there's a couple guys at the bar, and they're all facing, their back is to the front door, They're all of the two guys are both staring. The bartender's staring, and at the end of the bar, in the back, are these three swirling lights, globes of light. And I just saw it too last night. It's totally the fucking Deadlights. They're just like, except they're larger. They're just like going inside around each other, and it looks as if they got everybody mesmerized. And in fact, Evangeline feels herself drawn, and she's like can't feel herself walk in. She almost feels like she's floated in as her consciousness starts being drawn by these lights. And Savannah comes in behind, and she sees it too. And now we gotta worry about these Fifilites. Initiate body sense 12. If you fail, recycle one random card. Okay, so that's gonna be the does she get mesmerized or not? So body 2. Her body's 2. Oh, but guess what? That's why she's got this. Unbeknownst to our ladies, the animals in the house are very attuned to the humans in the house, and they're almost a little more woke because of the effort that Mother Gaia is putting into manipulating the nature, especially in New Orleans. That there's a heightened sensibility. The animals are constantly struggling a little bit between the love for their humans and the love for their mother. And although their mother doesn't punish them, they still know that they're making a choice. And because of that, they're a little more protective of their humans. They've decided that they've chosen sides. And the pig and Savannah's cat have actually snuck out and followed behind their Evangeline and Savannah without them knowing. The pig comes running in and makes itself known, squealing in between Savannah's legs and coming up to Evangeline, sniffing, looking at the lights and looking at Evangeline and nudging her leg. That's when I assemble versus an animus threat, which this is. I can shuffle this into my deck and add 2 body dice. And actually, all reality, it's not shuffle because if I want to play a card because of what we're trying to do, I have to raise the cost by 1, which means it gets... Okay, anyway, it's going to go at the bottom of my deck. Hammerman! The myth, the legend. It too's pretty good, by the way. It was pretty good. Thanks for joining us, Hammerman. Alright, so she starts with 2 body dice. The pig, startling her, hopefully waking her up a little bit, is going to add 2 body dice for 4. And do I really want to use the pig right now, though? I just realized that. Because all that really is going to... She'd have to recycle 1 random card. But he might be more useful. Well, yeah, I'm not going to use... Yeah. Her soul is 4, so we're going to do that. We'll just use the 4 dice. For fiction's sake, that's exactly 8. So she's like getting pulled into these lights. She's at the end of the bar, and the pig running in and hitting her leg and snuffling up against her does manage to pull her back, and she looks down, realizes what's happening, and then kind of puts up her defenses, her mental defenses. She looks away and reaches back and grabs Savannah and shakes her, who manages to do the same. And now we're going to have to get rid of this thing here. Oh my gosh, thank you for the cookies, Hammerman. Hey, you guys got to let me know how... No one said anything yet. Music volume's cool. Can you hear the music? A. This is the first time I've done music on my stream. I found me a source. Tonight's is more of a horror supernatural playlist. Okay. So now we got past the not being sucked into them. We got to figure out what they're gonna do. They're gonna Evangeline using there's a big mirror on the wall of the bar, above the bar, and she's looking in the mirror. She can see the shine of the lights at the end of the bar. She grabs Savannah, and she starts moving down, both of them towards the lights. Oh, this is good. This music's good. Perfect. Okay. All right, and evaluate. Trash 1 die for each die you reroll. So glad I used an Omen of Doom. Gotta remember that. Great. This is super, super duper. She's gonna use her soul. And that's 15. We need some more dice. Let's look. Luckily, I have dice. Atomizer. I'm going to discard that to boost soul. I'm going to use that. And then... Does she have sense? Oh, wait. That's Surge and Study. She has neither of those. Symbol versus threat using Rage? No. Man. I don't necessarily want to mutate. She needs a 15 though. Alright, what is this? Trash 1 die for each die. Poo. Oh, you know what? Want me better? Okay, hold on. Instead of the Atomizer, we're going to play the Phylactery to discard to boost soul. That's going to do this. And it also has Conjure, which is her. Conjure is 2, which means she gets to add 2 bonus dice. We're going to try this with no rerolls. That's a discard. Here we go. First roll of the evening versus the Master. We're going to roll it, and then we'll see what happens. Kick ass. That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up right there. No rerolls, so I don't got anything to do with rage because this is soul, and this is soul to soul. Back to life. All right, so the ladies move down the bar, watching in the mirror as the reflection of the lights is swirling, and she can tell as they get closer, the lights are getting brighter and brighter, as if trying harder and harder to catch their attention and suck them in. As she moves by each man, just older dudes, an old guy and a younger guy, and they're like, she can see their eyes are just kind of gone, just all light. And as she passes, though, she places her hand on the shoulder of each one, and using kind of her inner light, she can feel it come out in her and warm their shoulder, and hoping that it'll help, and it does. As she does that, the one guy blinks and he looks at her, and then she kind of pushes his head away, and then he looks down, and as if knowing what's going on, he looks down, he stays his head down, and as she moves to the next one, she does the same thing, puts her hand, and he puts his head down, and then as she looks in the mirror, and it seems like the lights receded, and she gets to the end of the bar, and she doesn't know exactly what she's going to do. She hasn't faced anything like this before. No glowing lights. Mostly just spirits and maybe the random werewolf. And then she gets to it, and she goes, okay, how am I going to look at this thing? She kind of looks up a little bit, and the light is a lot lessened because it's moved. And then she looks, and just as she looks up, she sees that the lights recede into the darkness of the bar behind, and almost fade through the wall of the back wall, where there's a back door, and so it left. So let's see. She runs around the bar. Well, they check on, because we were lucky to have met the Master right there. We don't have to deal with the bar. The master is going to get shuffled into the street. The bartender blinks, and the guys look at each other, and then they just start talking like nothing's happened. Evangeline and Savannah look at each other. Evangeline gets down and tells the pig, "You need to go home." But it sniffs at her face, and then it runs to the back door. And it looks back at them like, "Aren't you coming?" So, carefully, with their eyes and heads down, they open the back door and enter the alley behind the bar. Okay. All right, it is Savannah's turn. Let's draw the next omen. Omen of Doom, horror show. Let's check out Savannah's hand. Wolfram Cube, a prayer reel, a phylactery as well. Tesla, she does not know that Tesla followed her. A scarlet pickerel, that little frog. Vermicide. I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what it is, I just don't know fictionally what it is. And then Omen of Doom, horror show. Oh, what we just did. That's the only omen she has, so we have to play it. View carré. Lose. I don't know. I probably murdered that. You probably don't even say the R's. I don't know. Carry. Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right. Lose versus a gift. Bury one gift. Okay. Savannah stepping out into the bar's alley. Plays horror show and evaluate versus a threat. Trash the highest die. Great. Wow, it is party time. It is party time tonight. That is not the master, however. That is minion A. They step out in the alley. It's everything you'd expect. Big garbage can. A couple garbage cans set up against another bar on the opposite side. The back of another bar. And then on either side, the alley lets out into street. When they step out, it's dark. They're looking down. They don't see the light. And she looks around and she looks in a reflection of a puddle. And she doesn't see like any the kind of light that they had seen, which was I didn't describe the light, but there were lights, but it was more of a greenish kind of light, like a little lighter than that. So she's looking for that, and she doesn't see that, and she looks up, and suddenly there's light that almost comes down from the top of the sky. Not almost, it comes down from the sky, and as she goes to look away, she sees wings, and she looks back, and it's a completely different type of light. It's like a large lightning bug, but it doesn't look very. Suddenly, she remembers catching fireflies in her massive yard, in an incredibly massive yard. She doesn't necessarily remember that it's hers necessarily. Maybe she's starting to get a little bit of her memory back of when she was a child. But she remembers catching fireflies and them being. It was a fun thing. They're harmless. Remember watching them crawl over her hands. Well, this thing doesn't look so harmless, and then there's more. It's joined by more than one. And the ladies find themselves kind of surrounded by these fireflies, or firebugs rather. It's once. Oh wow. Okay, so one comes right at her. How fucking perfect is this? So one comes right at her, right off the bat, without even her getting a chance to do anything. And let's see, her body is 3. If she fails this, she's gonna lose. She has it's resist. She has resist to 2. Oh wait, I don't know if I have to do this. Okay. I think we're just gonna roll with this. I think this is good. Come on. Oh boy. 12, 7, 8, 9. That's not 12, dude. What the? I can't even. That's not even. But that's not even evaluate. This is. I can't. I need something that says when you roll dice, do X. I don't have anything. I can't believe we just fucked that roll up. Okay. Heroic logic. Thank you for the reroll, buddy. Yes, by the way, everybody, you get in silver as you watch, and in the silver, I've made, you can add buy a reroll, you can add a die. The Blory message is for Pogli and Blory's fun time. Thank you, Heroic. Look at that. Apparently, the dice wants this to happen. She does not move quick enough, and this firebug lights on her neck, and just it starts burning her. It like turns, and its back end, the part that's lit up, just starts searing into her back. She screams out, and Evangeline whips out her hands with the glow, and like starts. She bats it off of her, and then puts her hands out as the other ones are kind of circling them, and then they fly off down the alley to their left. And this gets shuffled back in. Should have did what I maybe should have. I know maybe I should have did something. But with a reroll, man, that was like that wasn't gonna happen. Okay. Evangeline checks out her. It's a pretty bad burn, like a 2nd degree. But Savannah, once the bug is off her, shakes it off, and it's back to her stoic self. Evangeline looks in her eyes and doesn't see any pain or anything. She's like, "Are you okay?" And Savannah nods and just starts heading down towards where the bugs went. They flew down, and it seemed like she couldn't quite tell if they went out in the street or just disappeared or went somewhere else. They just suddenly they weren't in her vision anymore, and so they both start heading down there. Evangeline draws an Omen of Doom. I think we have enough Omen of Doom crap going on. Wait, I'm supposed to draw back up. Does Omen of Doom suffer 1 body or rage damage? No. I'm going to hold on to these Omen of Hope because we don't have very many of them. And that's not too terrible. I'm going to go ahead and suffer body or rage damage. I'm going to discard this card. Ultimately, this is actually not Evangeline suffering the pain. This is representative of the pain that Savannah just dealt with. And yeah. Or, you know, it'd be interesting. So when Evangeline touches Savannah's burn, or the area of the burn, it's like super hot. There's this liquid, the slimy kind of liquid that's residue that's on her, on Savannah's burn. It's like 2nd-degree burn. And Evangeline goes to wipe it off, touches some on her fingers, and it burns her. Now her fingertips are burnt as well. It's like, okay. Trephine. Raid incoming. Uh-oh. Alright, we'll roll it and see how it applies. Lose versus a gift, bury 1 gift. Okay, we don't want to lose versus this. Wicked. TT, 2. Oh my gosh, 12 people. 12 people. 13 monsters. What up, buddies? How you doing, gentlemen and gentle women? Gentle people? Yay, woohoo! Welcome. The ladies have just encountered these incredibly these balls of light that were entrancing people, and they chased it out of the bar into the alley behind the bar on Bourbon Street. The lights have disappeared, but they were replaced by these lightning bugs, fire bugs, that one attached itself to Savannah, burning her, and then leaving some kind of residue that Evangeline touched, and it burned her as well. They managed to scare off the bugs, and the bugs went off in one direction. The ladies are following them, hoping to find these, best they can describe them as, swamp lights that are luring men out to wherever and killing them, or at least that's making them disappear. The ladies are now following this. Right now, we may or may, Evangeline may or may not decide to take this out of her pack or have it. I gotta roll to see. If I miss the roll, I've got to bury a gift from my hand, which kind of sucks. Well, we might as well. I'm gonna discard the Escalopian journal to add a die. I need 12 out of 3 dice. And that's how you do it. Okay. So I'm gonna add that to my hand. Without thinking much, Evangeline, as they move down the alley, heading towards where the firebugs kind of just disappeared, she reaches into her bag, and grabs the first thing she had. It makes her feel better. Her fingers are burned right now, and the feel of something solid though makes them feel better. And then I gotta decide if I'm gonna continue on with her turn. I'm not. Air laser, holy shit! Hi, air laser. Hi, collecting bricks. Dirtbag Don. Woo! You got a Dustin. I got everybody. It is Savannah Proctor's turn. She's gonna draw an omen of doom. It's the only thing she's got too, so she has to play it. In damage, increase damage by 1. Well, hopefully she doesn't have any damage. Great. All right. There's always the presence of Aleph, the first golem, the one who has infiltrated all of our technology. He's the source of all our smartphones and AI and everything. And now the Saints have an uneasy truce with Aleph. However, Aleph still watches. Aleph still pays attention. And Aleph, this isn't necessarily Aleph himself. Aleph is cool with the Saints. His children, though, there are still rogue AIs who don't assign themselves to Aleph as their father. Don't assign Aleph as their father. They might have other fathers. Demons, maybe, or other things that kind of nudge them in certain ways. And there is a few AI, malevolent AI in New Orleans that have taken notice of Mother Gaia's work to lure men and disrupt things in New Orleans. And so this particular one has been every night that the swamp We'll just call them the swamp lights. We'll just call them swamp lights. The actual name of them is, it's a French word. Fiffolets. I think it's French. Fiffolets. Swamp lights sound better. This particular AI has been paying attention, and it has maintained it makes it so the traffic is really sparse on the streets around Bourbon Street as the swamp lights lure men to the swamp. And so when the ladies come out into the street, this AI who pays attention through street cameras and that, he notices the saints. And by face recognition and running and checking all that shit, he recognizes Evangeline and Savannah for who and what they are. And as they start moving, they're going to move across the street. They swear they see the ladies swear they see the lights of the firebugs across the street. And so they go to move, and the AI is going to make the light turn green unexpectedly and try to hit them with a car. Hopefully, not for us, hopefully for it, hit these ladies with a car. Evaluate when flipping dice, flip matching dice. All right, we're not evaluate yet. This is Savannah. She's going to use, her body and her mind are the same, 3 dice. So we're going to use body. So she gets 3 dice for body. She has resist of 2, which means she gets to use 2 bonus dice. Hopefully we don't take any damage. This is not a gift. Okay. And then, to help her out. Ooh. No. Okay. Well, this is a rage gift anyway. Damn, I wanted Tesla to help her out. Oh, no. I think I'm gonna... I can apply more dice by playing cards from my hand. I'm just trying to decide which ones, if I want more. 5 dice to get 13 is not too bad. Really. Screw it. Skirt. Alright, this Scarlet Pickerel, fictionally speaking, we'll just play it like this. She, Savannah's locked on looking across the street, looking into an alley across the street where she swears she saw the lights, and she motioned to Evangeline to follow her. As she looks to make sure that there's no traffic coming, and she goes to walk across the street, and like I said, the animals got a more heightened awareness of what's going on because of Mother Gaia kind of pushing and pulling, trying to get them to cause more chaos for humans. But there are ones that still feel connection with humans. For one, we don't know why this little Scarlet Pickerel, this little frog, but he comes jumping out of across the street and catches Savannah's attention. And that's going to add a die to the roll. I can, for those of you who don't know the game, I can discard to boost body, which means I can add another body die. Ooh. Or a bonus die if I don't have any body die left. Now I need to roll 13 on 3 dice on this. And that's how we do it. Savannah, locked in her moving across the street, for some reason she catches this little bit of red. The little bit of red reflecting in a pool of water or a puddle makes her look, and because she looks just a fraction of a little bit to the right, her eyes catch the red of the stoplight turning to green and the car coming racing towards her, and just in time enough for her to jump out of the way. And Evangeline hadn't started crossing the street yet, so the car goes by and just barely missing her. Did I forget anything? Nope, she didn't take any damage. Peace out. Ha! Nice try, AI. Nice try, AI. Oh, thanks, collecting bricks. Nope, we're good. But we can save that. I'll re-roll my next flub. Savannah's gonna draw to 6. And we're gonna pass the turn over to Evangeline. And we draw good. We need some omens of hope. And we're going to play it too. Sustenance. And a symbol using body, add 1 bonus die. Yes, please. Ooh. Oh, it's a bead fusillade. Drunk people are scary. Drunk people with projectiles? No, that's a party. Alright, we're gonna roll and then we'll figure out what the fiction is for that. This is Evangeline's turn. She can use soul or body. She's gonna use soul because her soul is 4 dice. Charm. She has charm, so it's 1 of 1, so it's 1 bonus die. We can do 12. We can get 12. 12 on 3. Boom. Okay. So, as Evangeline looking both ways, now the street's cleared. Around a street corner, as Savannah goes on the other side of the street, around a street corner come a couple, and laughing. They're a little louder as they get around, and they're laughing and kind of carrying on, not paying attention to anybody. When they come up to, they see Savannah, they stop a little bit because Savannah has had a lot of problems. She had a she was experimented on. She had some really bad plastic surgery, and then she was experimented on. And but the moment you see her eyes, you like just want to keep going because she's kind of like she's a hard ass, big time. She's gotten a little bit better in the last few days because of Tesla, but Tesla the cat, her cat. But they stop for a minute and they're like, oh, hey. And then Evangeline comes up, and Evangeline's like the epitome of just everybody, you want to smile when you look at Evangeline. Evangeline's eyes smile. You want to feel comfortable right away. And so Evangeline comes up and says, good evening, as to just, make sure, everything's cool and let them keep going. And when she says that, and the guy looks at both of them and goes, hey, and he takes off. He's got a bunch of, it's not Mardi Gras, but for some reason he's got a bunch of the beads. He takes off these. He goes, here, and he goes and he goes to do it to Savannah. And Savannah looks at Evangeline, and Evangeline's like, yeah. But Savannah points at Evangeline, so he goes and puts it on her. Now, Evangeline's a saint. We don't say no to totems, especially gifts from other people. They can carry their own special little magic. So you don't say no when someone wants to give you something, especially if it's something that could hold a little bit of power, a little bit of good. They need a little bit of luck tonight because Savannah's already hurt. So the guy gives her them, and then he and his lady go carousing back down the street, and our ladies enter the alley. I didn't add that bonus die, but I didn't need it. See you, Air Laser. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? I played Omen of Hope, so I should have flipped this over. Okay. I think we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh shit. Okay. Well, screw it then. Skirt. Street. Okay. Omen of Hope. This is Evangeline's turn still. She's going to play another Omen of Hope in order to draw a card. She can heal 1 card from her berry pile. She doesn't have one. Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. I want to rock right now. We're going to play Sweet Release. Flip your next hope, investigate it, and evaluate trashy number dice. Okay. Well, she drew an Omen of Doom. That's okay. We're going to take it. And immediately draw another one. Shit. Werewolves are tough, but we're lucky. Those weren't lights. Those weren't the swamp lights. But Mother Gaia, it's not just the swamp lights you have to worry about in New Orleans at night. And the ladies had met a werewolf just a few nights ago. And so they already know that there's skinwalkers in New Orleans. And the skinwalkers are especially easily kind of, not tricked, but guided by Mother Gaia. Mother Gaia isn't necessarily their mother, but their animal instincts are kind of tied to her. And those swamp lights those lights that they thought they saw in the other alley weren't the swamp lights or the firebugs. They were the glistening eyes of the wolf waiting in the alley for the right time to strike, knowing that it was something was going to lead them to him. And so as they enter the alley, and Savannah and Evangeline kind of like, I wouldn't say in great spirits, but they just had that encounter, and Evangeline had the beads, and it feels like a little bit of lucky. And they move in. They're not as careful as they had been just a second ago. The adrenaline rush is kind of waning from Savannah from dodging the car. And as they walk in the alley and their eyes start adjusting to the darkness, what appeared to be a very large stack of garbage suddenly opens its eyes, or at least raises its head, and its mouth opens. And this is a significantly larger werewolf than the one they faced a few days ago. So what's lucky for them, though, is if this was a Doom Nexus, if this was on its Doom side, it would be harder. But it's not as hard right now. And this is still Savannah's turn, so yeah. So that's fun. So her body sucks, her rage sucks. Hold up. Can I have her face him? That would be that'd be better. Savannah up against this thing would be a lot more fair. No, damn. No. Draw 4 cards. Checking. How you level up in this game, how a character levels up, is they collect things called fragments. Fragments give them special powers that break the thing, and each one of these ladies has 8 of them. So I'm checking them right now to see if there's anything they can use in this particular instance. A symbol versus a strike threat. No. What I really want to do is not have to... I want to avoid this guy, but she doesn't have any card for... Okay. She's like the worst one to have to deal with this guy. Okay. Alright, I guess it's not going to be too bad. She's going to use her body. We'll figure out the fiction in a second. Her body is 2. This has sense. She does not have sense, but she does have this, geofence. A symbol versus an animus or skinwalker card. This is a skinwalker card. You can recycle this to add 2 bonus dice. So that's going to add this to it. Fictionally speaking. Oh shit, she used this last time. This was a trick, I think. This is a trick that they used last time. I'm going to have to think about this. This is crazy. Okay. She used that. She did not use it to boost body. I can use something else to boost body. We can use the beads to boost body. And then a symbol versus a threat. No. Anything she can use here? No. Okay. Oh, wait. I'm going to see what Savannah has in her hand that she can help. And I got to decide if I want to mutate. I don't think we're going to mutate because it's only 11. It's not that bad. Okay. Alright. Savannah has something she can use to help if shit goes bad. And I have you. 5 dice. We'll roll it and then we'll call it. Okay. All is not lost. Wait, I'm going to use collecting bricks. I'm using your reroll now versus this werewolf. Thank you very much. That's a 16. Okay. Yeah. The, that's what it was. So, this was like 2 nights ago, while searching for animals that had gotten loose from the house they're staying at, they had ran into a werewolf. Earlier than that, they had taken apart some technology they'd found, a geofence that had been broken, and you have to bear with me, but that had some silver in it, a silver cording and stuff. That had helped them in defeating the last werewolf, and because Waste Not Want Not, Evangeline had made sure she had taken that with her, and sure enough, in her bag, she has the that silver as well, and it comes rushing at her. She Savannah isn't how's this work? I think something clever. It's gonna be easy. She takes this out of her bag. She remember how I told you that she had her hand in her bag anyway. Had reached her in the bag to kind of feel just kind of feel something because her fingers had been burnt. She felt something while she was in there. She felt the had just a few minutes ago felt the wiring from the geofence technology, the wires, the silver in them. She pulls them out and taking off her beads as it's rushing at her very calmly. Yes, very calmly, and taking the beads, and as it comes, it stops, and as she hoped it would, and kind of knew it would, because she wasn't running and she was standing there. It kind of towers over her and lowers its head in anticipation of biting her face, and she whips the beads and the silver around its neck, and kind of taken it back a little bit. It like lurches backwards as the pain from the silver just erupts in its neck, and it starts screaming and reaching up, and Evangeline and Savannah just start running. They're gonna run out of the alley, back out of the alley and up the street to get away and to stay in the light, not back into the darkness of the alley. So she whips that around, it starts screaming, and they bolt running down the street. They could still hear it screaming and thrashing a bit, and which helps them know that they're safe-ish at the moment. We're going to, that's a discard, and that was a recycle. Okay. How many dice did I rolled 5 dice. I only need 3 of them. This allows me to trash any number of dice. I'm going to trash these 2 dice that I didn't need to heal. That's what that lets me do, right? Yep. I'm going to heal 2 cards out of our discard. Healing means they're recycled. Bottom of the deck. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Evangeline's going to draw up to 1, and we're passing the turn over to Savannah. Sweet. And avoid, you may avoid. Okay, we'll see what happens. Bless the same. Alright, I'm just going to roll for this. This is a gift. I just roll for it. Lose versus the gift, recycle the gift. No shit. That's cool. That means I get the gift no matter what. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do 3 rage. Well, I won anyway. 15 for 13. So, knowing that there's a werewolf about and things have gotten dangerous very quickly, Savannah, kicking herself mentally, has pulling out one of her knives. One of her knives. to have in her hand and have close by. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. We need to... She doesn't have another omen to play. She has to discard or recycle down to 6. No, I'll keep that shit. We'll do that one. That was her turn. Pretty uneventful. And now Evangeline draws an omen of hope. This is awesome. This is good. Because she's got 2 omens of doom and 2 omens of hope in here. Well, I'm not too worried about this. Because I think we're going to need it. Big time. We're going to go ahead and play an omen of doom. Flip this back over. Recycle 1 random card. Recycled. Looks like it was the other omen of hope. Okay. So, they're running. They run for the next 5 to 10 minutes. They're running, putting as much distance between them and the werewolf as possible. Praying that because Savannah is hurt, that it can't track them, or it won't track them. It probably is. So they are running, and they find themselves in they don't know, when they finally stop, they feel like they're safe enough distance. They realize they don't know where they are. And not sure how to get back to where they had found the swamp lights or any of that. But luckily, unluckily for them, something else had not lost them. And as they're looking back, they're panting and they're catching their breath. Savannah feels heat on her... No, Evangeline feels heat on the back of her neck. And she turns around slowly. It wasn't wet heat, so it's not like the werewolf's there breathing on her neck. But she turns, and there are 2 of these lightning bugs, these large, nasty, obviously very dangerous lightning bugs. It's kind of floating like just like the werewolf in anticipation. And one comes flying at her suddenly. She's going to... she's got a... shit. Okay, so she's got a body. She doesn't have resist. She's got 2 freaking body. We're going to... Why did it have to be her? God. It's not working out. We're going to boost. It sucks as for her because Savannah is much more apt for dealing with body threats, but because of the book we're in the Book of the Animus, this is a lot of body kind of things, which actually adds to the challenge, which is cool. She's gonna use the tree hugger to boost. Oh wait, that's soul. Shit, she can't. Oh, I got thrown off by the green. She doesn't have anything to boost for this roll. So here we go. We need 12 on these 3 dice. I can't even mutate. Okay, good. We're good. We're all good. We're all good. This time, fully aware that the backs of these things are as dangerous as they are. Evangeline is more prepared for dodging than they were previously, and she leaps out of the way as it kind of comes at her, and then as it turns around, she is going to do something. She's either got to use mind, body, or rage Her mind is 3. Her mind is 3, and and she's got the trephine. The solution's going to be a little ragey, less mindy, but it's whatever gets the job done. Is that it? Oh, yeah. Stop. Holy. Okay. Symbol versus a resist threat. One of her fragments, memory fragments. Add 1 bonus die. Don't mind if I do. Nothing from there. 3, 4, 5. We need 13. All right, we're gonna mutate because this seems like a good time to do this, and I want help from Savannah. So if I mutate it, might come with a downside, but Savannah will be able to help. She has a 3 mind. We'll be able to reroll 3 of these dice if we need to, or she will be able to. What that entails is us rolling 2 dice because of Savannah. Trashing the lowest one, 6. Oh shit! Hold on. We'll just do the first one. We'll just say it was the first one. The first mutation's temporary. 6 is upgrade body dice. That's a good thing. Bad though, because we're not using any body dice. But it wasn't anything bad, so that's good. So now we're going to be able to reroll 3 dice. We've successfully mutated the card. Savannah's in the melee as well. So we're rolling 5 dice. Kick ass. Okay. I'm gonna mix this up. Right? Yes, 13. Perfect. Oh. Hold on. Evaluate. Trash 2 bonus dice. So that's 1. I don't have any other bonus dice. So that's 12. I need 13. So I got to reroll. Luckily I can, because I mutated it, so I can reroll up to 3. I'm going to go ahead and keep these. All I need is a 3. There we go. 15. Savannah jumps out of the way as this thing comes at her, and the other one kind of swirls around. As the other one swirls around, though, you hear it swirls around Evangeline, but Evangeline's got her eyes on one. She goes to turn, but she hears a thunk and a splat, and she looks over here and sees part of it sliding off a wall, as Savannah had hit it really hard. And when she comes back to focus on the one that's in front of her, she's got the trephine in her hand, the medical tool, and she's waiting just for the right moment. Like I said, this is gonna be a little more ragey than mindy, but using the card as it comes, she just times it right, and shwap, and it sticks on in the realizing just as she does it that she hopes none of this thing's oozy slimy juice shit that burned Savannah so bad would like splashes on her. But luckily when she hits it, her trephine, the handle skewers it, and then it flies up, it hits the wall, and nothing gets on her, and she shakes off the shit and off of the trephine and gets down on the ground and like wipes it off. But both the firebugs are dead, which is good because that means we can seal the location or sanctify the location. Recycle 1 gift and 1 omen into a random saint's deck. 1 gift and 1 omen into a random. Okay, into a random. All right, we're going to 1 to 3. It's Evangeline. Okay, so Evangeline's going to take an omen and a gift, and she's going to recycle it, which means to put it at the bottom of Savannah's deck. Now, that's sanctifying the location. Oh, that's to seal it. Okay, that's to seal it. Or whatever. This is what we got to do to close this location. However, I already know that our swamp lights are here. We still have to deal with that. We can't just close the location. As Evangeline comes up from wiping off getting the goo off of the glowing, burning goo off her tool, she's not prepared for this. she looks at Savannah, and Savannah's standing there with that slack look on her face, and the eyes kind of glazed over. And Evangeline, actually, as Evangeline was cleaning off, the same thing that happened when they first walked into the bar happens, where every hair on her body like erupts and stands up straight, and she can feel her head, and she goes, and she knows what that means. And she sees the light green light glint off of her tool, and she looks up at Savannah, and Savannah's standing there with her eyes kind of glazed over. The firebugs were merely a distraction as the swamp lights come swirling out of an alley next to where they're standing, or have been sitting there in the street. The AI controlling the street lights and stuff, so that there are no cars or anybody around to see what's happening. And she is so not prepared for this. She needs to do a body check right off the bat. Otherwise, she's got to recycle a random card, which isn't that bad. That's not that bad at all. And this should be playing. Why not? Hold on, I'm fixing my music. Haven't quite figured it out yet. Okay. I'm just gonna roll. She needs a 12. I need to get double sixes. Shit. Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. The master is here. That doesn't mean she needs to encounter it. That doesn't all happen like that. We've closed the location. When she stands up, we're going to rewind just a second, because that's not how this happens anyway. We just look through the deck. If there's any master, that remains, and it's not closed now, and the rest of the cards go away. We know that this is the master. When Evangeline looks up, she sees Savannah. Savannah grabs her shoulder while she's down on the ground cleaning stuff up, and she comes up, and Savannah points to the alley and next to them, and they see that greenish light playing off the walls. It's getting brighter and brighter as it comes. This works out really good for us. We're going to end Evangeline's turn. 3, 4, 5, 6. And to Savannah. Of course, Savannah... Shit. That's okay. This is discard. Right. That's a discard. Oh no, that's... Okay. Hold up, I screwed some stuff up. There we go. Alright, so, yeah, great. Savannah drew an Omen of Doom. It's the only omen she has in her hand, so she's got to play it. And evaluate trash the highest rage die. So we're not going to use rage. Stealing themselves and looking down, Savannah moves up against the wall. A storefront kind of wall, or maybe it's a storefront with a window. And Evangeline moves back, and using the glass from the window of the store, they wait as the lights come flowing out of the alley into the street, in the sidewalk. Now it's Savannah needs to make this body check with sense. She doesn't have any sense. Neither one of them has sense, but her body is 3, so that's good. At least she doesn't straight up lose if she fails this roll. We're gonna roll. So she's got to recycle 1 random card. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Recycling this vermicide, which I didn't know how to fictionally include that in the story anyway. Okay. Now, the fight. We can use body or soul. If we use soul, Evangeline can't help. So we're going to use body. She has 3 body. And we're going to mutate this. Where's my D10? Here. I'm going to roll a D10 and see what mutation is. Not 10. 9. Okay. So it's the very last one. It is... Sweet. This is one of my top least favorite mutation cards. Swarming. So, mutation swarming, which means both of them are probably going to have to... Alright, we're going to roll 2 dice though, because it's Savannah's kind of power. And we ditched the lowest one. Oh, this is great. This is really good. Alright, so assemble. Add 1 bonus die for each saint assisting. Booyah. Alright. Cool. That's a bonus die because Evangeline is assisting. Okay, so it's mutated. Now we'll be able to re-roll 2 of them because Evangeline's body is 2. And now I got to see if there's cards I can play right now. Oh, that's interesting. Yep. The Wolfram Cube. Assemble versus a mutated card. Recycle this to add 1 body die. Thank you very much. Then this is a sense. Nothing. Ah. She's got this new one. The home front. We just picked it up last mission. For each bonus, evaluate versus a master, which is what this is. For each bonus die rolled, may heal 1 from their bury or discard pile. So that's cool. She's going to heal when she does this. Doesn't help so much with the roll itself, but what does she got that can do that? Well, she's got a couple things she can help after we roll, but nothing to help right now. Oh, murder board. Evangeline pulls out something a little heavier from her bag. This was a piece of fence that they had picked up the other night as well, with a few nails still embedded in it. It came in handy then. It'll be sure as hell handy now. She pulls that out. Whereas Savannah's gonna, let's see, yeah, we'll say both of them do. They're gonna knock these lights out of the park. Assemble using rage. Oh shit. No, this is only for rage. Damn. I thought it was just. Damn. Never mind. This is it. This is all. Wait. Sport. Evaluate. Okay, we got things we can do. We got 5 dice. We need 13. We can re-roll 2. I'm gonna be able to heal 1. All right. Let's do this. She gets to heal 1. She only has 1. This card. Overall, we're doing pretty good. Body's gonna use. They're gonna be pretty much just like I said. They've pulled the pieces of fence out. The only thing they know, they're not sure what they're dealing with. These lights aren't something they're used to. Savannah has dealt with some monsters, even less than Evangeline has, and Evangeline hasn't really dealt with many more spirits, other than the werewolves that are kind of new to them. Their last series of events that happened with them all up and down the East Coast had to do with, well, no, they met some really fucked up shit. Like mutated people from viruses and shit. But those were people that were, and animals that were mutated. This is like something kind of new. So the best thing they can think of is to hit these things as hard as they can with sticks. And it works. Well, to a degree. The lights come out. Evangeline using the window. Savannah using puddles of water to not look directly at the lights. As soon as the lights come flowing out and stop, the ladies are on them. They're in there and they're swinging. And they find purchase. They feel it. Boom. There's a certain satisfaction that Savannah gets immediately, a thrill, and her adrenaline starts pumping when she feels something knock against her board, and they knock it, and she can see the light kind of spreading out, and then there's this a roar erupts around them, and the best way to describe the roar is that it's a light green roar that erupts in their heads, and it doesn't hurt, but it's a little unsettling because it seems like the sound is coming from inside their own heads. But the lights spread out, and then then suddenly the screaming, the yelling, the loud stops, and then when they look up, they see that the lights are going off in different directions at first, and then they're coming together about 100 feet away, racing towards a place where the buildings stop. And they both look at each other and kind of their shoulders drop because they're like, they wanted this to be over. And now they feel like maybe they need to go. They feel like they have it kind of on the run, and that it's now or not never, but now would be the opportune time to go after. So gathering up the energy, they follow after. Now, I don't know New Orleans very well at all. I've only been there like once, but not like once, just once. We're going to, for sake of story, we're going to say, because I don't think this is necessarily true, but for sake of fluidity, the lights escape into the swamp, which happens to be nearby. I need to shuffle the master into the swamp. This is the final location for the night. The ladies are definitely going to be tested in the swamp. The swamp is whenever they're start of the turn, examine one, which means look at the top card of the deck. If it's a gift, shuffle the Nexus. This was a recycle. Music is gone. Precious Paul, thanks, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. The ladies have just chased, I don't know if you've been listening, but the ladies have just chased these swamp lights into the swamp, which is probably where it's going to recharge and regain, and heal itself from the abuse that it just took from the ladies. The ladies know this, but they're also walking into its lair. So, and who knows what other messed up shit is in the swamp tonight. It is the middle of the night, after all. So, that was that was Savannah's turn. So she's going to draw up to 6. Yeah, in the swamp things happen. For sure. It's just as bad as being in the woods. Alright. Evangeline's turn. We're in the swamp. An omen of doom. Affliction. Do I want to keep it? Yeah, it's not that bad. Suffer one. I don't want to suffer one. Damn. Well. You know what? Let's flip it to hope. Just for this first one. See what happens. Start. You may. Oh, wait. Hold on. This happened before that. Examine one. If it's a gift, slash and burn. Ooh, that's cool. I haven't seen that one. But it is a gift. It needs to be shuffled. Thank you for the 100 bits, Precious Paul. I'm digging the music. I just gotta figure out why the website itself won't allow me to play a whole full playlist easy. But I'm digging it a lot. Okay. Which is duh. Okay, so that was fine. We had to reshuffle. I'm flipping this over because I'm playing an Omen of Hope. In Confront, decrease damage. So if I take damage, I decrease it to 0, so I'm safe there. We're going to draw. And I shuffled it back up on there. Okay. What does Slash and Burn do? Don't try this in a forest you want to keep. Like a little bit of a fireball spell. Mutate, recycle. During the mutate step, recycle this. Flip your Nexus Doom. Add 1 die for each type of gift used when building this Nexus. Oh, wow. So that, okay. That'd be probably 4, or 3 or 4. Then a symbol, add those same dice, and if opposing, also add 1 bonus die. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to get this, because, well, 16 soul, she's going to use her soul. I'm going to roll. Wait, she's got Conjure 2, so get to add 2 bonus dice to this roll. Hell yeah, dude. Look at those. Damn. 1 die, 1 6 away from a Yahtzee. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's 18. I'll take 18. So, the ladies, after chasing the swamp lights through the streets of New Orleans and into a wooded area, wooded swampy area, the ladies are on high alert. They're in fact, all the energy coming from the swamp and the vibe, the atmosphere is highly charged. There's definitely supernatural. This is where things are all crossing paths. Right here is in the swamp. It's not just Mother Gaia. There's other Novum's children here playing in the swamp, and everything's on alert. It's like one big goose pimple, both of them. Because of that, Evangeline has summoned both of them have summoned that inner light that they've kind of recently been cultivating and realizing they have, which is something that all the saints in this kind of day of apocalypses that's going on right now are realizing that they have access to, that they didn't realize they had before, which is this inner source of light that they can actually use to do physical things, like make spirits disappear or blast things. And she's got that, and she kind of summons it, and her hands are glowing as she walks in, and that's what this slash and burn's gonna represent as it goes into her hand. She has 7 cards, so instead of recycling down, I'm gonna go ahead and play another one. I'm gonna play suffer 1 body or rage damage. I'm gonna discard this murder board that's suffering a rage damage because it's a rage card, and this could be a quick night. Well, not super quick, well, quick enough, but it depends. Luckily for the ladies, like I said, the swamp is just rip roaring. Their saint senses are on fire, basically, to the point where they're just defensively bringing up the inner light to the surface. If you were in the swamp at the time and to see these ladies walking in there, you would see Evangeline's arms from elbow to tips of their fingers glowing a golden color, having a golden kind of aura. Savannah, it's more in her eyes, and if you looked at her face, you wouldn't be able to see the deformation that she'd kind of suffered from the botched surgeries and the experimentation that she'd been put through. You'd see the glow kind of her face and coming out of her eyes. Upon entering the swamp into its domain, the switching to the other perspective, the swamp lights, the moment it entered the swamp, and the kind of gas and the energy has kind of regained a little bit of its strength. And sensing that the ladies had entered its home, it turns back and comes at them from, and this time the light hits, because it's kind of in its place of power, the lights have split up a bit, so it's harder. They 3 different kind of areas coming at the ladies, almost surrounding them, in order to make it harder to not look at it. It's trying different tactics, and it might be even more strong in the we never met the there was another creature that we haven't met yet, And I don't think we're going to unless we boof this up right here. So the ladies have been kind of lucky. All right, where is... Oh, you know what? I haven't been doing either. Something else I haven't been doing either. We've met 2 firebugs, right? We've only beat them once though. So I was supposed to take the beaten win versus a firebug. Display its archetype by the mission. Done. Oh, that only helps in the other one. Wow, we have been lucky. Okay. Swamp Lights. It is Evangeline's turn to deal with them. She has to do a body check. We are probably going to mutate the sucker because we don't want to lose. Willie! Willie! Hey, Turkey. How's it going, buddy? Ladies, this is probably final battle, okay? We're in the swamp. These living swamp lights, we're calling them, Fifilets, have attacked Evangeline and Savannah for the 3rd time. They beat them twice so far, and so I'm not feeling too bad. It is, of course, Evangeline, who's a little bit of the weaker of the two when it comes to these guys. We got to do a body check really quick, or she's got to recycle one random card. I'm just gonna roll this. Game's going pretty good, real good. She failed. Of course she did. I got to recycle one random card. Okay. That's fine. Alright. Let's do this. The ladies are locked and loaded, though. Like I said, they got the glowing... Evangeline's got the glowing arms. Savannah's got the glowing face and eyes. Evangeline does the same, where she has her eyes glowing, and because they bring out the inner light into their eyes, they're able to look at the swamp lights, and they don't feel anything at all, because they're protected by their own glow. And so it's going to be glow versus glow. Alright, she failed and recycled one random card. Because she starts feeling... This is why. Savannah already had the kind of, like I've been saying, her eyes were kind of glowing. That's where she's manifesting her light. Evangeline had it in her arms. So when the lights come, and because they've split up, it was harder for them to look away, and they come so quickly. There was nowhere to look around other than looking down. So Evangeline looks into one of the lights, and she starts feeling that pull on her will to get, to be kind of sucked into the light. But she has enough mind. She just thinking of Savannah and how Savannah has the light over her eyes. She does the same. She brings that light up just in time, stopping it. And sure enough, it stops the pull of the light of the swamp light. But she has to recycle one random card because it was just in time. Evangeline's a pretty name. Right. Okay, so what are we going to do? She can either use body or mind. She's going to use mind. I mean, not mind, soul. She's going to use soul because she's going to be using this fucking light. Her light. We're going to... Let's see. Okay, let's do everything. We're going to mutate for sure. Savannah's going to help. 2. 1, 2. The mutation is topiary. Okay, we're going to roll 2 dice. Ditch the lowest one. That's the 3rd time. Every time we've mutated tonight, we've rolled a 6. It's been a good night for mutating. Upgrade body dice. But there's no body dice. These are mine, the soul dice. So, okay, it's sweet and sour. All right, that's okay. We're using soul. We got something for evaluate, mutate. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. I want to rock right now. Remember how we use slash and burn? And I said when I got that gift just like 5 minutes ago, I said that's when she was gonna. Oh, you know what? Fuck this. We need the music going. Where'd you go? Get in here. Get over here. No. Yeah. Yeah. We pulled Slash and Burn, and that's when I said they kind of summon that light. That's what she's going to be using. We mutate, we recycle that card. We flip this to Doom, which is okay. We use, this is Body and Rage is uses in making this, building this Nexus. So in a symbol, which is what I'm doing right now, I get to add those same dice. So I get to add a Body and a Rage. If we're opposing, which we're not opposing Gaia, we're trying to work with her. We're just trying to contain the chaos that she's causing in her rage, in her attempt to cause her own apocalypse. That was cool, but man, why do you not just play? So we got 6 dice right now. We need 15. We're going to be able to re-roll 3 of them. I have one thing that I can do during evaluate. Oh, she's got conjure. Fuck, hell yeah. All right, so this card, this is a great card for her. It has conjure. She has conjure, which means she can use her skill. It's 2 freaking bonus dice. All right, we've got 8 dice. Can re-roll 3. I got you. Unless you guys... I'm not going to let you. You can't do it. All right, here we go. I need a 15. Okay, that's a 5 and a 5 and a 5 makes 15. The lights come swirling and barreling in with, if they can possess hubris, they do. They're in their home turf. They weren't expecting to be hurt. The way they were back in the city. So the ladies come in the swamp. They come barreling. They split up because they can, because they're in a place of power, and they come big and they come bright because they're going to capture these women's will, and they're going to lure them deeper in the swamp so the monsters can eat them. What they don't count on, what they don't realize, is that these women have their own light. They are their own swamp lights. And as the lights come, they almost get the one, and they're thinking, oh, they got them. But then the other one is doing nothing, isn't entranced at all. And then suddenly the other one that they thought they might have is glowing too. And the lights flicker, and they're uncertain. When that flickering, in that moment, Savannah and Evangeline let loose their own light, and there's a flash. And these other lights had never been consumed before. No, none of us have, right? And but suddenly they're consumed by this brighter light that's coming from the 2 women, and they feel themselves kind of dissipate, and it's warm and it's cozy, and then they feel itself drifting apart. And when that blink comes back, and it's the darkness of the swamp, there is no more swamp lights. There's just glitter, kind of tiny lights that kind of float off into the swampy air. And the ladies, their hair kind of settles back down, and they feel like, as they feel like the warmth fade from their light as they let it kind of recede a little bit, but they also feel the goosebumps and everything that kind of, there's a little bit, the levels of intensity in the atmosphere have lessened considerably. And they look at each other, and it takes like 0 seconds for them to decide to get the hell out of there. And within moments, they're trudging out of the swamp and heading back to Imogene's home, feeling confident that they have literally neutralized the swamp light threat. And that's that. Okay. Into the mission, we get to choose I'm loving the music with these games. So I got a bunch of fantasy ones for a Pathfinder too, so I'm looking forward to doing that and seeing how that rolls out. It works really well with Apocrypha. Okay. The enduring fragment for this is called the emoji. You had been walking down by the bayou. The air was so thick it felt like an invasion, and you could feel the pollen grind into your pores, collecting wherever you sweated. The chickweed scumming the water looked a little like a face, dark holes in the weed like eyes, a gash for a mouth. The current was making the move, as though it were saying something, your name, as though it were telling you it had been waiting for you, and that she, had a use for you. Interesting. In the damage step, may bury one damaged card, then recycle the other damaged cards. Evangeline's going to take that one, because she is probably going to end up taking damage this book. The other three, maybe the other two to choose from. I love this one. I'm fine, really, she smiled, and you felt relief wash over you. It was only that you noticed her shaking hands and the words she traced in the dust on the table. She's not me. She's not me. That one freaks me out every time. Or the conjure. Okay, what's the power here? Sacrifice. Exchange table positions with another saint. See, I like this one, but like the functionally, it doesn't matter. That doesn't really help. Yeah. The conjurer. The Sunderland orphanage was no place for kids. Everyone in the building had a hollow look. If you didn't, the headmaster had a plan to give you one. There were sounds in his office that never made it out. Some of them were from people. Some were not. Trash any number of bonus dice, then add +1 for each trash bonus dice. That's actually a pretty good one. Savannah will take that one. I'll have to figure one to get rid of. Is that? Where the hell did this one come from? How did that end up in there? I guess because I didn't take it. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Awesome. All right, that was that. Another notch in the belt for Evangeline and Savannah in trying to, like I said, contain the chaos that Mother Gaia is kind of. I think we're moving closer into, closer to the heart of the story of the Book of Animus. But next week, next Saturday, we'll be returning to Pathfinder Adventure Card Game, and tomorrow night is Drunks and Dragons on Grouch Couch Games. Come check us out there. I'll see you in the chat room. Tuesday night is my first episode of Viva La Dungeon. Please come check it out. I didn't mean that to sound as desperate as it sounded. Please come check it out. Come chill out with me. It's a much different format than okay, it's not much different format, but I won't be playing. It's going to be a little bit of a different setting. Let's put it that way. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you for stopping by, and Viva La Dungeon.